Hello everybody, and welcome back to 5 Minute Crypto, the channel where we cover the most important crypto news in just 5 minutes, back again with another crypto update. So logically, the first thing I'd have to say is crypto went down from $1.1 trillion to right around 820 or so. Right now we are at 860 billion, Bitcoin down to 31,000 right now, Ethereum to 950, and XRP to about 27 cents. Again, this is not the lowest we went to, but that's right around the prices at which we're at right now, and it's been a pretty crazy sell-off. Now, generally, I think most people in the space are still bullish, but here's a couple of things. Ethereum price tumbles to 915, but traders are bullish for 4 key reasons. Even though we dropped 34% in 24 hours, there's still quite a lot of people very bullish, and if you scroll through here, first of all, exchange withdrawals point to whale accumulation. Even though it may look like a lot of people are selling, in the end, quite a lot of big institutions are actually purchasing and keeping it. And even though I don't know all the 4 reasons here, since I do not really care about that, I have my own facts. Another very big part about it is Ethereum 2.0. Again, this is just referring to Ethereum, actually not really every other crypto for that matter, but Ethereum 2.0, logically speaking, is already one of the many reasons why people are still extremely bullish, as right now, one of the big issues with Bitcoin is its scalability, and the fact that just transactions are so slow and so expensive, and the same thing goes for Ethereum, since they're both proof of work, which is already proven to be quite stupid, quite inefficient. Yet, Ethereum has pivoted to a proof of stake in Ethereum 2.0, and since people are quite excited for it, yeah, they're still bullish over the longer term Ethereum. Now, the reason people are generally bullish over a longer term in this sense is because Ethereum 2.0 is not a short-term thing. It's actually a transition to something new, to something else, but it will definitely take quite a lot of time to transition into it fully, and thus from that perspective, people don't necessarily have to be bullish on a short term, and thus we can also not really derive necessarily if any of this is actually affecting the short-term growth of Ethereum. However, long-term and short-term are very often mixed together, as if you're long-term bullish, it could well as well be short-term bullish, as well eventually it's going to go up. Then if you're from that mindset, then short-term is also nice, right? Ethereum's second largest crash brings price down below 1,000, and of course there's also been quite a lot of people negative about it. They've been saying this was necessary because it's just overbought, it's way too high, it's all a bubble. And then again, mixes up 2 different things. Overbought and bubble talk, I think they're 2 different things. Overbought necessarily meaning that there's just too many people buying that do not believe in the fundamentals, and they're just buying because they think of something bigger. But that is actually only for a part. The bubble in this case, when most people call out a bubble, they're talking about Ethereum should be worth $100 or even not worth anything at all. But it's worth 1,000, which is way too high. It's all a bubble. People shouldn't buy this because it makes no sense. And the difference there lies in the fact that people who think it's overbought, which I can definitely agree with, just think so because there's just too much money being put in without proper backing, where people aren't realizing the true value of it, and they're just speculating a little bit on top of true value, which is definitely not what you want, because then you get heavy corrections like this, even though a correction like this is quite normal. Now, keeping on that same note, Ethereum's DeFi is of course the most popular DeFi out there, but Bitcoin on that has actually quite drastically decreased. And logically, there's, I think, 2 main reasons. One is people would rather just have money in their pockets because Bitcoin is going up like crazy, so they don't want to have it locked up. The second one I would think is because they just do not trust all these altcoin systems, and they just know right now, okay, that one Bitcoin, instead of being worth 3,000, is now worth 45,000 or 41,000, whatever. So I'd rather just take it out and maybe trade with it or do something with it instead of locking it up. So it's quite logical that has switched over time. Then 2 New York City bars up for sale in cryptocurrency. Hudges has put a price tag of 25 BTC or 800 Ethereum tokens for the side-by-side Hell's Kitchen watering holes. This equals to around 835,000 in crypto, and that's kind of interesting. Does he keep changing this price around, or how does that work? Because right now, that's worth quite a significantly amount less than it was a couple of hours ago, so that is actually interesting to me as well. Then Cardano becomes the biggest staking network. 69% of its circulating supply is now staked, which is a huge amount if you ask me. But hey, people are really happy with this 5.5% return basically, and thus a lot of people are staking ADA. Also, I've actually found quite a lot of positive narrative for ADA in the last couple of days. However, I also see a little bit more of a cult following being built. ADA used to be really based upon a really strong community of, I guess, programmers and just people who know fundamentals, but that has also changed in the last couple of months to really more cultists, like you can see with XRP. Even though it's a good thing, because you get a nicely bonded community, you also get more speculational pieces and just crazy bullish scenarios, even though they don't necessarily have to be. Don't think I'm bearish though. I'm very bullish on Ethereum, XRP, and ADA. I'm just saying this, that I've noticed that the community has been changing. On the same positive note, Cardano Hoskinson announces Merry hard fork for February. Cardano's Merry hard fork is expected to be implemented in February 2021 and will integrate the native assets functionality. IOHK is adding consultants to enhance Cardano's voting mechanism and governance model. So Charles Hoskinson goes over to YouTube quite often to explain all these things, and right now he had another surprise AMA just now explaining quite a couple of cool things, and I really love them even though I don't have time to watch all of them. I do think it's quite interesting. Job postings indicate that Ripple is working with central banks for CBDCs. Job postings indicate that Ripple is already working with several central banks around the world to test digital central bank currencies, CBDCs, on the XRPL. Central bank technical partner managers are expected to lead and oversee the implementation of CBDC projects. Again, I'm already at about 6.3 minutes or 6.4, so I gotta kind of hurry up here. But this was a really cool part because Ripple has been speculating about working with CBDCs for a very long while. They've opened up quite a lot of letters to working with them, but now this might actually show that they're already a couple of steps ahead from what we all expected, basically. And again, you can find it here on Twitter by Tolinos. It's pretty interesting, if you ask me, about what a couple of these things have been going on in the background or what's happening on the back end. And then Charles Hoskinson plans to build open protocols that will eat Apple's lunch. Again, this is what I said earlier, that ADA, actually I should say Cardano, or Charles Hoskinson, or IOHK, actually all of it combined, is going to be competing with Apple, in the sense that right now, there's been quite a lot of talks about the suspension of Parler, and a lot of people have said, well, this is just another call that we need free speech, social media, but we also need free speech of, I guess, applications, and just take away the monopoly, which can be done through cryptocurrencies or through, I guess, these decentralized things, basically. But yeah, that was it for today's video. I know it was a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but that's because I really wanted to cover all of this. And again, there's no ads, so make sure you press the like button. And again, if you really want only 5 minutes, let me know. I'm going to try cut down a little bit more of the news to make sure it really fits the 5. But I try to aim for 5. If we've got a little bit above there, it's not really a big worry in my opinion. But let me know, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video.